वर्तमान गुरुवृंद की जय, अपने अपने गुरुदेव की जय. My humble obeisances to all the devotees. My voice is coming? I have to speak louder or it's okay? Okay. Louder. Hare Krishna. Okay. नहीं बट गलती मेरा नहीं है. आप लोग इतना ज़्यादा सुबह दोपहर शाम खिलाते जा रहे, घुमाते जा रहे और खिलाते जा रहे. I have no more, what you say, एकदम I'm drowsy now. So yeah, it's 8:10 now. So how long I have to go? Tell me the exact times. Huh? I am seriously capable of doing that, and you will feel bad about it. That why did I say that? I did that once in Vijayawada. Anybody is here from Vijayawada? I did that in Vijayawada once in a Kalyan Mandapam. I spoke continuously for 5.5 hours, and after that, I'm speaking, people are hearing, and after that the host came, the girl from the family, she came and she told in my ears, if you don't stop now, people will go because they have to take lunch. So I said, Acha, what is the time? Yeah, Mataji, it's 3 o'clock. Really? I thought I spoke only for 1 hour. So I'm really capable of doing that. Don't take that, risk of telling me that, I can really do that. Once the mic is in my hand, I can go on and on. So yeah, so according to that, I'll take up some topic. It's 8:10 now. What, like 9:30? Okay, now I have 2 choices here. I was just telling Guru Prabhu while on our way back from the farm. I didn't have much time. We just came from the farm and I just took a bath and I just came here. So that's why I just brought my laptop. I'm thinking, what topic what can I take up? Can I take up a Vaishnav song and then we dwell deep into the meaning? Or on other hand, I just thought that if you would be interested to know how we started ISKCON Vizag and how we face so many difficulties in life, how Krishna helps. I don't know what will be very, very interesting for you, I don't know. And what can inspire you to be more strong in Krishna consciousness. Shall we do a bhajan? What's the vote for? Shall we do a bhajan? Okay, so I have this one bhajan in my mind which I was just now browsing when Prabhuji was giving class. What about Bhajahū? Is it nice? Yeah, fine. So we can all take out our phones and we can I will sing one line and we'll sing behind and then we will dwell into the meaning. We have this app, right? Okay. Okay, we are done, we are ready. Bhajahū mana śrī-nanda-nandana abhaya charanara vrindare. Bhajahū mana śrī-nanda-nandana abhaya charanara vrindare. Bhajahū श्री-नंदा-नंदना So this is a very, very beautiful bhajan by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. Is it not? Bhakti Vinod Thakur? Sorry, Govinda Das, I'm sorry. So very beautiful bhajan by Govinda Das. So here he starts, Govinda Das, he starts his bhajan saying, Bhajahū re mana. So he's asking, he's speaking to the mind, telling, my dear mind, you please worship Nanda-nandana. Now something very surprising, how come they are speaking to mind? We think we and the mind are same, but when we hear this kind of bhajan, we understand we are different and the mind is different. So that which is inside us doesn't mean it is us. It is inside us, right? So here we clearly understand there are three things here. There is the soul, that is we, and then there is a subtle body, which is mind, ego and intelligence, and then there is this gross body with the 5 elements. So here is, the author or the writer of the poem, song is saying, my dear mind. Now we see this mind is a very important thing in Krishna consciousness. Arjuna is also talking about mind. Chanchaladi mana Krishna, I'm not able to, and how can somebody control the mind? And then we see Krishna is also asking in Bhagavad Gita, give your mind. He doesn't ask anything else. He says, Man mana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskaru mame vaishvasitavaram atmana mudparayam. Give your mind to me. Why is everybody talking about mind? Because this mind is the one which is actually making us take birth again and again and again in this material world. Why do we take birth again? There is no problem with our physical body. Once we are dead, we leave this physical body here and go. In physical body, you will get varieties. You will get new bodies every time. There is so much, variety. But in this subtle body, which is made up of mind, ego and intelligence, there is no variety. We have the same body. No matter where we go, in whatever species, we have to continue with the same body of mind, ego and intelligence. That is why all the Vaishnava Acharyas are telling us, please work on your mind, not on your body. Right? Because body में there is some different, return policy. अगर नहीं पसंद आया, अच्छा नहीं है, change करो, कुछ और भी मिलेगा. जैसे Amazon में होता है ना, refund policy, return policy. लेकिन mind, ego, intelligence का जो ये subtle body, there is no refund policy. You can't exchange. You can't have a different one. You have to have the same one. So when we are conscious of it, we should start working on this. That is why everybody is talking about mind. Today, whatever attachments we have or whatever problems we have, it's all in the mind, right? Mind is making us dance. Mind का full form ही ऐसा है, MIND. Mind मतलब it magnifies problem. Mind मतलब it imagines pleasure. माइंड ही हमें हर चीज़ के लिए डिस्टर्ब करता है, छोटी बात को बड़ा कर देता है, बड़ी बात को छोटा बना देता है. It just keeps disturbing us. That's why I say Bhajahū re mana. We have to control somehow our mind. Where is our mind? Who is in our mind? What is in our mind? You know. Some time ago I was giving a class. The topic of the class was, who is your dear? Not D-E-A-R, D-E-E-R. You know, because Bharat Maharaj, he got disturbed in his spiritual life because of the deer. And Dashrath Maharaj had to be separated from Lord Ram because of a deer. You know that? You don't know that? Dashrath Maharaj, when he was a young prince, he went for hunting. And he heard a voice somewhere, you know, that looks like some deer is drinking water. He was a sharp archer. So just by the sound, he put his bow. And when he put the bow, alas, came a voice of a boy, young boy. And then Dashrath Maharaj ran to the riverside and saw a boy is dying dead, you know, lying there dead. Then he understood that he has mistaken. It was Shravan Kumar. And then when he informed Shravan Kumar's parents that by mistake I have killed your son, then they cursed him. Just like we are suffering the separation of our son, you will suffer a separation from your son. So Dashrath Maharaj had to be separated from Lord Ram because of a deer. And Bharat Maharaj, after leaving his kingdom, he left everything and he was in a forest, in a hut, you know, near a river and praying to the Lord, but he got attracted to a deer. Because he got, you know the story of Bharat Maharaj, he got attracted to a deer. And then when he was dying, he was remembering the deer. And then he had to become deer. So, you know, Dashrath Maharaj had a problem because of deer. Bharat Maharaj had a problem because of the deer. Mother Sita had a problem because of deer. But she was attracted to a golden deer. And she told Lord Ram that I want deer. Because she wanted that deer, she got separated from Lord Ram. But the thing is, whether it is Bharat Maharaj or Dashrath Maharaj or Sita Devi, they had only one deer in their life. But we have many deers in our life, just starting with the cell phone or people around us, you know. I keep telling Bharat Maharaj was in a secluded place in a jungle where he had no contact with anybody. He just made that one contact with a deer and he had to take 2 more births, right? He became a deer, then he became Jada Bharat, and then finally he went back. So he increased 1 contact, 2 extra lives. You know, I have 9,000 contacts in my phone. And I'm really scared. You see, 1 extra contact and 2 more lives. And we have so many contacts and sometimes we are proud about it. मैं कितने लोगों को जानता हूँ, I know so many people. There's nothing great about knowing so many people. The more you know people, the more they crowd in your mind and you have less space for Krishna, right? The mind has to be clear and mind has to be attached to Krishna, right? So that is why here you see Govinda Das is saying, Bhajahū re mana. My mind, somehow if I can control my mind and engage my mind into Krishna. So what should we do? How should we mind our mind? Now this mind is very difficult to control. We need to give a pep talk to mind on a regular basis, We need to speak to the mind, we need to keep repeating to the mind, we need to keep the mind away from distractions. You know, in a Google company, they had this canteen in the company. So canteen mein kya hota hai? They have certain goodies, you know, sweets displayed. So when the people, you know, during their lunch break or snack break or tea break or coffee break, they used to come to the canteen and take some sweets and goodies, and over a period of time, they all had cholesterol and fat and all. So now the company hired some health professionals that please make all our people in our company healthy. So the health professional says the first thing that you do is, you have this big display counters, big, you know, glass mein dikhta hai, right? You know, especially here, I know I was in Changi airport, and here and also in the airports also, there are so many different varieties of cookies and this and that, you know, it's like very... So they said the first thing that you do is, you don't have to stop it, you sell it, but don't display it, just cover it. People who want, they'll still come and buy. So they covered it. And over a period of time, in 6 months, they saw that yes, everybody became healthy because it was not visible, they were less inclined to buy. When it is visible, is it not? I remember 20 at least 22 years ago, when we used to go buying something, my mother used to give a list. Okay, bread chahiye, Amul ka butter chahiye, 2 kg moong dal, whatever. And we used to go there, and that kirana shop mein jo uncle hote, uncle ye 3 cheez chahiye. They used to give the bill and we used to pay. Now what happens when you go for a bread or a Colgate, you go to a mall, and then you forget buying bread and Colgate, you buy something else and come back. After coming home, you realize, I main to bread kharidne gaya tha. Because there's so many things, right? And we end up buying unnecessary things because we are exposing our mind, right, to so many things. Just today morning, I was telling somebody in the car that, okay, I mean, seeing those malls here, India is much better, from the spiritual point of view. Because, at least you have only 2-3 choices. Either it is Colgate or Pepsodent or Dabur ka kuch hai. But here there are 10,000 varieties just in a toothpaste. So it's so confusing when you go, you pick up this toothpaste, isme salt to hai, but isme dalchini nahi hai. Isme dalchini hai, lekin isme ye nahi hai. And you get pretty confused. And no matter what you buy, you will be unsatisfied. Because you will think, ye liya hai, lekin wo nahi hai, wo liya, lekin ye nahi hai, right? So what we can do, one way of controlling our mind is to not expose it to so many distractions and keep it limited. And another problem with the mind is, when we come into bhakti, our previous habits, our previous desires, they are not in termination, they are in hibernation. So what will happen? They may pop up any time. So we have to be so careful. Just like, पहले circus होता था, अभी नहीं है, हम जब छोटे थे, we used to see circus. In circus, you have these elephants, tigers and lions, and they go from city to city with the whole caravan. So now when they have to transport the tiger from one place to another, it's very risky. So what they do is they inject, some kind of anesthesia kind of a thing, so that the tiger is in hibernation, So now when that tiger is in that situation, it's okay, even if you sit next to the tiger, nothing to worry. But if you, just for fun, if you start pinching it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, you never know the 10th pinch and he may just, come up on you. This is what we do with our old habits and everything. Now I'm devotee, so even if I'm passing through the bar or I'm sitting in a restaurant with some people because they are my clients and I need to, socialize with them, and it's fine. Yeah, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, but over a period of time, if you keep exposing yourself, one day you may just end up doing something wrong. So we have to be very careful and not become overconfident that it's okay if I expose myself. Because, number of devotees I have come across who are pretty honest to the core. They come and tell me, Mataji, सब कुछ ठीक है, but जब क्या हुआ, ऑनियन डाला हुआ सांबार का स्मेल आता है तो याद आ जाता है माताजी, बिकॉज पहले खाते थे ना प्याज और लहसुन डाल के, we used to eat before or with onion and garlic, those sambar, when again you get that smell, sometimes you just are reminded of it. So it can happen. We should be so careful, protect our mind from those distractions, protect our mind from unnecessary attractions, protect our mind from exposing it to things, and keep repeating things to our mind. Mind is like that. अगर आप 10 बार कुछ चीज़ बोलोगे ना तो mind मान जाता है, क्योंकि mind थोड़ा सा बुद्धू है, उतना intelligent भी नहीं है. I'll tell you, this is very popular Bengali folk story. In Bengal they have this Kali Puja and Durga Puja, and during that they, they kill goats, goat and hen, and what do they kill? Goats are, So, they're pretty expensive, right? You have to go and buy a goat and get it slaughtered. So once, 3 thieves, they thought in their mind, we will cheat somebody and get a free goat. Let's not go and buy the goat. So how will we do it? So 3 of them had a nice conversation. So 3 of them, they placed themselves in the right position. Now what they did is, one old man, innocent man, he bought a goat. After buying a goat, he put the goat on his shoulders, and then he was walking home. So now these 3 friends, just see how they tricked him. The first man, he said, hey, how are you? Everything is fine? Oh yeah, I'm fine. I didn't recognize you. No, I'm your next door neighbor. How come you are carrying a dog in your shoulders today? No, you are mistaken. This is not a dog, it's a goat. Oh, come on now, it's a dog. You're carrying a dog on your shoulders. What are you talking? It's a goat. Come on, you're a crazy boy. He just, ignored him and started moving forward. And then the second friend came, I said, oh, hello, how are you? What happened to you? Why are you carrying a dog on your shoulders? I said, my God, this is the second person who says that am I really carrying? No, I don't think I'm carrying a dog. And then he moves forward and the third friend comes. And he again says, what happened to you? You look like a sane man. Why are you carrying a dog in your shoulder? This time he thought, 3 people told me that I'm carrying dog. Maybe I'm really carrying dog and I don't have that much sense to understand what is a dog and a goat. And if I take this dog home, my wife will beat me up. Better to put this here. He just threw the goat and ran away. And then the 3 guys got the goat. So what happened? Because of repeatedly telling the same thing, he thought maybe that's the truth. And that's what happens with the mind also. If you repeatedly keep on telling something to the mind will actually start, gets conditioned in that way. That is why we have to repeatedly read scriptures and repeatedly remind ourselves that how rare is this human birth. Repeatedly tell ourselves how chanting of Hare Krishna is important. Repeatedly read scriptures, repeatedly take association of devotees. So, Bhajahū re mana śrī-nanda-nandana. Okay, whom should I worship? Bhajahū re mana, my mind. Okay, worship whom? Nanda-nandana. Abhaya charanara vrindare. So now somebody may ask, what will I get? The thing in this material world is, first thing people will ask is, what is in there for me? What will I get if I do Bhajahū re mana nanda? What I'm going to get? So that is why Govinda Das is clarifying. If you do Bhajahū re mana śrī-nanda-nandana, abhaya charanara vrindare, you will become fearless. You will become fearless. No, so that doesn't mean that when we start worshipping Krishna, problems don't come in our life. There are always problems and there are always obstacles. But only thing is, now you will have a different vision of seeing it, right? Just like when we are flying in a helicopter or when we are flying in a plane, then those same buildings which were looking very big when you were walking on the ground, but now when you look at them from above, they become very tiny. So yeah, problems still remain, but now because we become Krishna conscious, we can see a bigger picture. So Bhajahū re mana śrī-nanda-nandana abhaya charanara vrindare. And then the next line, what is that? Durlabha manava janama satsange. Okay, Durlabha manava. This is a very controversial word. Durlabha manava means rare. Human birth is very rare. I'll tell you, when we see the population of India and China, we can't believe that human birth is rare. There are thousands and lakhs of people around the world. Where is Durlabha manava? Jahan dekho manavi manavi, we want some less manava, And now people want to protect animals instead of, isko protect karo, tiger is becoming extinct, this is becoming extinct. Where is Durlabha manava? In fact, yesterday we went to that sea aquarium, Melbourne Sea Aquarium, and we were seeing so many varieties, seahorse and penguins and jellyfish and starfish. There was somebody's birthday in the congregation, Melbourne congregation, and then with a lot of children, we went to the Melbourne Sea Aquarium, and Mataji was telling that, oh, this is so beautiful. One of the Mataji was saying, this is so beautiful. I said, it's not beautiful, it's scary. It's scary. When you see all this, you feel scared that I don't want to get into this. I don't want to become a jellyfish and I don't want to become a starfish. So many varieties. It may look beautiful, but we don't want to have that kind of birth, right? So many, when Bhagavatam says 9 lakh aquatics and 10 lakh birds and 11 lakh insects and 20 lakh trees and 30 lakh animals and 4 lakh human beings, we can see this. So many species, and we have gone through those 84 lakh species. And after that, after becoming that jellyfish and penguin and starfish and seahorse, and finally we got this body, with 2 eyes and hands where we can understand about Krishna. So yeah, it is really Durlabha manava, because they say 4 lakh varieties of human beings, but in 4 lakh also, you can broadly divide them into 2, Aryan and Anaryan, the civilized and the uncivilized, okay? Forget about the Anaryan. Among the Aryan also you can divide them into 2, those who are righteous and unrighteous. Okay, forget about unrighteous. Among the righteous also you can divide them into 2. Okay, those who believe in karma kanda, those who don't believe. Okay, they don't believe, forget about that. Among those who believe in karma kanda also, very rarely there are some people who are interested, in moksha, and who are not interested in moksha. Now those who are not interested in moksha, forget about them, but those who are interested in moksha also, again there are so many varieties. Somebody may approach demigods, somebody may want to, know about Krishna, and somebody maybe just want to have mystic siddhi. Now forget about those who want to have mystic siddhi or demigods, just let's concentrate on those who want to know about Krishna. Among them also there are two varieties. Okay, some want to do pure devotion, but some have karma mishrita bhakti and gnana mishrita bhakti. And now those who want only Krishna, among them also there, widely you can divide those who want to go to Goloka Vrindavan now, those who plan to Goloka Vrindavan later. And among those who want to go to Goloka Vrindavan now, just now, is of one of our dear Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. We can't put ourselves in that category that we want to go to Goloka Vrindavan now. Goloka Vrindavan definitely is in our mind, but not sure if we want to do it right now. If right now I say I'm going to close these doors and let's say the Viman is going to come, you will say not now. I have so many things to do. Maybe later sometime. I like Goloka Vrindavan, but I think I need some more time. Just like Tukaram's wife. Tukaram's wife was cleaning the buffalo, and Tukaram came and told his wife that Vaikuntha Viman has come, and she said, you get going, because if I come, who's going to clean this buffalo, And Tukaram got really upset, really, for this buffalo, just for this buffalo, you don't want to come to Vaikuntha? And she got all the more upset that you are talking like this because this buffalo came from my mother's house. So she got all the more upset. But that's our position. We may laugh on Tukaram's wife, but very seriously, even, we have so many things in our mind right now. So just imagine, it's actually Durlabha Manava Janma, wherein we can get the association of devotees and, get this opportunity to chant Krishna's name and hear Krishna's glory. It's very rare. So yeah, Durlabha Manava Janama Satsange. Okay, so what should we do? We got this Durlabha Manava, Bhajahū Mana śrī-nanda-nandana Abhaya Charanara. Then this is Durlabha Manava Janama. What I should do? I got Durlabha Manava Janama Satsange. Do Sat Sang. Sat means that which is eternal. And Sat Sangha means to gather together and talk about that eternal. That is called Sat Sangha. So Durlabha Manava Janama Sat Sangha. Let's have association of devotees. Let's get into this boat of ISKCON, because only ISKCON's boat is going back home, back to Godhead. If we try jumping in this boat and that boat and that boat, it's not going to work. Even apparently we may sometimes have problems in the boat, but we should never at any time jump from the boat. Just and think that it's all right, I have problems, so better I swim myself. It's not going to work. Whether you fight or, anything between devotees, sometimes it's not about fighting. Sometimes, we're just irritated by certain devotees or some kind of idiosyncrasies, or he said this and who said that and all, but somehow we should, stay together in this boat, because only ISKCON boat is going back home, back to Godhead, and we should not be worried so much about who is saying what. I tell you my personal story, and one of my favorite ones. When I got newly married, okay, we just completed our 25 years, of our marriage. So when I got newly married, obviously I was a young girl. So my husband took me to Mayapur. And Mayapur, there's this place, Navadvip, where there are very beautiful saris. So my husband told me that, do you want to go to get some, buy some new saris? And I said, yeah, why not? I was pretty excited. So then he took me to Ganga Ghat, the bank of Ganga, and I was a young girl and a pampered one actually from my parents. And in my imagination, I thought going across the Ganga means I may have my private boat. And then when I saw that boat, it was full of people, hundreds of people. And my husband was saying, yeah, come on, let's go. And I said, wait, I'm not coming in that boat. No, this is the boat that goes to Navadvip. And I said, I'm not coming. And he said, what is your problem? I said, well, there's so much crowded, and then their armpits smell, and they push you and all. I don't want to do it. And he said, look, this is the only boat that is going to Navadvip. If you want to come, you come, otherwise you don't get your saris. So I said, but it's not clean, it is this, that. So he was telling me, he said something very nice that day. He said, all right, get in the boat, don't look at anybody, just look like this, look at me. And then he cleaned a place with his handkerchief inside the boat, and he said, look, Your place is clean. You sit comfortable. You talk to me, look at me, don't look around. And then we can just go across. And I did it and we went across. Now this is what we need to do when we are in community. Sometimes yes, we may face problem with devotees. Don't look, okay, if you have problem, because this is the only boat which is going. So whether it is little inconvenient or what, just stay in the boat and let's go back home, back to Godhead. But now again, there is a problem with this boat too. We get too comfortable in the boat. The boat of ISKCON is very comfortable. Just like when you take a Ganga ride or Yamuna ride, Yamuna ji, just in opposite Kaliya Ghat, sometimes you can get those small boats and nice breezes coming and you get so comfortable. This is what is happening with us also. Over a period of time, we are so comfortable. Nice breeze, nice smell of hot kachoris and samosas in the Sunday feast. Everything is so comfortable in ISKCON, I mean when we are not connected to ISKCON, maybe once in a while, kisi ka shaadi mein we may have feast. After coming to ISKCON, everyday feast. It's pretty comfortable. So Govinda Das knows that we may get very comfortable. So that is why he is telling the next line. Okay, Bhajahū re mana śrī-nanda-nandana, you worship Nanda-nandana, you will become fearless. This Manav Janma is Durlabh, get inside the ISKCON boat. Prabhupada is our captain, but don't get very complacent, or what do you say, don't get very relaxed, okay, kya hai wo, kya hai, I will tell you, kya hai, aaj kare so kal kare so parso, itni bhi kya jaldi hai, jab jeena hai barso. What's the hurry? Hey, Goloka Vrindavan udhar hi hai, it's not going to go anywhere. And scripture says that I am permanent soul, I am not going to go anywhere. Then what's the hurry that I have to go to Goloka Vrindavan right now? I can go in next life, We may get relaxed. So that is why Govinda Das says, oh come on, don't get relaxed, there is a problem. Then he sings the next line. Sita atapa bhatavadishana hedina jamini jamire. Oh, it's not going to be comfortable, dear sir. Don't get relaxed in the boat. The boat is going to shake. Sometimes there will be wind, sometimes there will be hot glare of the sun, sometimes there may be a storm, sometimes there may be a rain. So don't get so comfortable, there's a lot of problems. Sita, Atapa, Bata, heat, cold, rain. Sometimes we see there is happiness, sometimes we see there is unhappiness. Is it not? We face so many problems in our lives, right? Up and down and up and down. And we seeing it on regular basis. Just the time we think we are actually getting comfortable and everything is perfect in our life, there will be some another problem. Actually, there is all, whom I was with yesterday when Mataji was discussing something. I forgot her name in the car. And she was telling me that Mataji, sometimes, sometimes we are in misery, sometimes we are suffering. I was telling her, it's not that we are suffering sometimes. We are always suffering. In between, sometimes we are happy. But when we become happy, that time we forget what suffering we were facing and we just become happy. Our happiness is like Ashwadhama's milk. Have you heard about Ashwadhama's milk? You never heard? Ashwadhama, when he went to Gurukul, because he was the son of Drona and Drona didn't have cow, they were poor. So when he went to Gurukul, the other friends were bringing milk. So they were asking, hey, you don't bring milk? So he went home and he asked his mother, what is this milk? Everybody is drinking milk. Can you give me some milk? So mother, out of compassion, she just took some atta, some flour, and she mixed it with water and she said, look, this is milk. So he was very happy because it looks like milk and other friends were also drinking it. So then he, took to his Gurukul. And then when others said, okay, let us taste your milk. And then they laughed at him, hey, this is not milk, it looks like milk, but this is not milk. So our happiness in this material world is also like that. It may look like happiness, but it's not happiness. It's just a temporary relief from suffering. But we call it happiness because we don't know what's the definition of happiness. In fact, our position is like that, in Padma Puran they give this analogy of a man, running in a forest and there is a big tiger behind him. And just to save himself from the tiger, he, in a deep, dense forest, he climbs up a tree. Now he thinks, I'm safe. But the tiger is just below the tree, doing parikrama. Anytime if he slips and falls, the tiger is going to catch him. So now he's thinking, what should I do? So here he sees that there's a pond, nice pond on the other side. So he decides, okay, fine, let me just, jump inside the pond. But then he sees, there were 4 crocodiles inside there. So he said, I can't jump here and I can't get down the tree. What should I do? So he was suffering. So then what he saw, on the branch where he was resting, there were these 2 rats, the white and the black rat. They were just eating up that branch. So now he was very much worried. Anytime the branch will break. But what happened? There was another branch right on the top of him, and that had a big honeycomb. And every 2 minutes, a little drop of honey, was dropping from that, and it was coming right inside his mouth. Now that was his situation. And at that time, one man was going from there in a chariot. So he saw this precarious, this condition of this man, and he said, do you need help? He said, yes, I need help. Okay, come on, give me a hand, I'll just take you in my chariot. He said, yeah, can you wait for 2 minutes? One more drop of honey is going to come. That's foolish. Yeah, one more drop of honey is going to come, but the better option would be just get on the chariot and go back home. Why are you waiting for that one more drop of honey? So this is our situation, is what Padma Puran says. The tiger that is behind us is death. The 4 crocodiles are birth, death, old age and disease. After this life, another life, another life. We are going to go on taking life. And the 2 rats, the black and the white rat, is the day and night. Every day by the rising of the sun and the setting of the sun, one day we are closer to death, right? And that honeycomb is a little, chapala sukha that we are getting, a little sukha that we are getting in between, and we feel, wow, I'm so comfortable. And here is Shri Guru who is asking, come on. And he is saying, nahi, abhi beti ki shaadi baki hai. Uske baad full time in ISKCON, abhi ye baki hai, abhi wo baki hai. This is left and that is left, and I'm definitely going to come. But Shri Guru knows that is a stupid sukha, from the honeycomb. Just get on the chariot, I'll help you to go back home, back to Godhead. So that is the situation. Sita atapa, bata bari sanam, te dina jami jagire. And what are we doing? Now we understand, okay, fine, there is no more happiness here. Vifale sevinu, kripana durajana, chapala sukhala palagire. We are serving wicked people. We are serving wicked people, we are serving miser people. We may say, really? But my boss is very nice, he's not wicked. He just gave me promotion last month and I'm pretty comfortable. But the Shastras say, who are wicked people or who are miserly people? Those who don't use their senses and their body in serving Krishna. Those who have the Ravana kind of mentality. Ravana's mentality was, I want to enjoy Sita Devi. So the person whose mentality is, I want to enjoy the resources given by the Lord. Actually, everything is given by the Lord. Breathing is, air is by the Lord. Water is by the Lord. Sunshine is by the Lord. We are walking on the earth. Everything is given by the Lord, and we want to use it only for our purpose, and that is miserly. So those who are not engaging their senses and mind in service of Krishna, they are wicked people. They are having Ravana mentality, and what we are doing, we are serving those people. In fact, in the Bhagavatam 2.3.19 verse, a very interesting verse, they said that if you glorify materialistic people, sometimes, for us, person who is materially successful is the complete man. Have you ever seen that advertisement of Raymond's? Some man, he wears a coat, which is a Raymond coat, and because he's wearing a Raymond coat, he's a complete man, because he's wearing a Raymond. A Raymond coat will not make you a complete man. The complete man is when you know about Krishna and you tell others about Krishna, then you are the complete man, a perfect man. So here, Bhagavatam says that when you glorify that kind of person, that then you are like anyway, I don't want to say that, but they say you are like a dog or a horse or a camel or an ass. So we're not supposed to glorify that kind of people. We have to glorify the Lord. Now I don't want to elaborate on this, but whatever. So we want to become Krishna's dog. We want to become Krishna's dog. Sarvasvatu. We want to be recognized as Krishna's dog. We want to be Krishna's camel. Just like a camel stores water in the back, we want to store the instructions. We want to become Krishna's donkey. Work hard and come out of our comfort zone and try our best to serve Krishna more and more. So we want to become Krishna's hog. Just like, hog has powerful senses. We should use all our senses in serving Krishna. So Bifala Sevinu Kripana Dujana Chapala Sukhalaba Lavile. Chapala Sukha is a fleeting happiness. It doesn't stay for long. And then we may say, my dear sir, you are saying it is Chapala Sukha or a little Sukha, but let me tell you, my life is very comfortable. I'm in Australia, in Melbourne, I have my own house and everything is going very well. I have 2 nice children and they are doing so well. They get good marks in the class. My husband is very loving. I think I'm just perfectly fine. So Govinda Das is clarified. Edhana yobana putra parijana iteke ache parati tire kamala danajana jivana talamala Bhajahū Hari Padani. Oh, come on, don't become so comfortable. I think everything is fine in my life. Jivana Talamala. Just like a drop of the water on a lotus leaf. Can we be sure that the drop will stay permanently? Anytime it may just, go down. So that's how our life is. Even if we think that we are perfectly fine, we never know from where suddenly some, problem may emerge. An unexpected problem may emerge. I'm just reminded of one. In a village, there was this small pond, and the pond was infested with many crocodiles. So the rich man in a village, is a sadistic guy. He said, anybody who swim across this pond of water, which is infested with crocodile, I'll give you, 100 gold coins. So everybody was assembled around the pond, and they're wondering, 100 gold coins, but so many crocodiles, and who's going to do it? So everybody's just gossiping, talking, and suddenly, a voice comes, somebody has already gone inside, splash, the water is splashing, and he very nicely, very, speedily swims and comes out across, and everybody's like, clapping and congratulating him that, oh, you did a good job. He said, that's all right, I will take all your claps and all, but I just want to know who is that guy who pushed me. I just want to know that. Who did that? He had no intention of doing that. Somebody had pushed him, and because of the frantically somehow, swim and came out. That's how the life is. We are never sure. Even if we don't get into people's way, sometimes, so many troubles come on our side. So, Edhana Jobana, Putra Parijana, anything can happen at any time. We have to be very careful. So there is no assurance of happiness, in this world. Everything is very temporary. You see, it's like this. Either we voluntarily give up, right? Or we have to forcibly give up. So the choice is ours. So better to voluntarily pack up and get ready instead of somebody forcing us, and we'll not be even mentally prepared. So better to be mentally prepared. And we can't get 2 things, the monkeys in Vrindavan. I just remembered this one story. I don't know if Prabhupada said that. This monkey, he saw there is a small mud pot, and there were lots of chickpeas, and monkeys, they like chickpeas. So the monkey, he put his hand inside to get the chickpeas. So once you get the chickpeas, you make a fist, right? Because now he has his chickpeas. And now when he was trying to take out his hand, it was not coming out. So his friends came and everybody came and they're all trying to help him. So one wise monkey said, simple way is, just leave the chickpeas and the hand is going to come out. But he said, no, I don't want to leave the chickpeas, but I want my hand to come out. Is it possible? It's not. That's what is happening with us. I want everything, the best of the material world, but I want to become pure devotee of Krishna. But that's not possible. You'll have to leave. Only then the hand will come out. Right? So it's like, actually it's us who are holding on to this material world, and we say, "Arey, kya kare, this duty, that duty." There is a choice. It's we who are clinging. Just like, what is that? I think, who's that? Janak Maharaj, Ashtavakra. Ashtavakra, when he was talking to Janak Maharaj, and Janak Maharaj, Ashtavakra gave this lesson to Janak Maharaj. Ashtavakra ran to the, in the garden, Janak Maharaj's palace garden, and he clinged to a tree, and by keeping his hands like this. And then he was shouting, "Can somebody help me? Can somebody help me? This tree is not leaving me." And then Janak Maharaj came out and he was laughing. He said, "Oh, come on, the tree is not holding you. You are holding the tree. Just leave the tree and you will be fine." And then Ashtavakra said, "Oh, is it? Oh, fine. The same thing I am telling you," he told Janak Maharaj. "The same thing I am telling you. Don't say this is my responsibility and they are dependent on me and he is dependent on me. What can I do?" Actually, it's we who are clinging to things, Our situation is like I don't see lizards here, but in India we see on the, if a lizard is thinking that this whole wall is supported by me, that's foolish. The wall is not supported by you. You are just one among the wall. That's what people say, mere baad kya hoga, if anything happens to me, how my family will go on. Actually, it will go on more nicer. We may have that misunderstanding that, everything is dependent on me, but it's not like that. Life goes on. Nobody is dependent on anybody, right? So yeah, Edhana Jobana. So, okay, now we came to this last para here. We have to worship Nanda-nandana. We have to get into this boat. And we should not get very comfortable in the boat because there may be thunders and storms and all. And even if we think that the people inside the boat are my family members, relatives, my children, my husband and all, don't get too much dependent on them. Nothing is permanent. All right, fine. Now what next? So what should I do now? So now he gives the final answer. Okay, come on, I'll tell you something what you should do. Because Krishna consciousness is not only about emptying our mind of material desires, but it's also about filling our mind with Krishna. It's not only about saying no to Maya, but it's also about saying yes to Krishna, right? It's not that we just keep, okay, I will not do this, I will not do this, I will not do this. Okay, but what will you do? That also has to be added to our life, apart from don't. Do's has to be added. So the last para he says, Shravana Kirtana Smarana Vandana Pada Sevana Dasyare Pujana Sakhi Jana Atma Nivedana Govinda Dasa Bhilashare. So yes, he says, come on, do Shravana, do Kirtana, do Smarana, Pada Sevana, Vandana. There are so many varieties of Navavidha Bhakti. Somehow, engage yourself, See, we all have determination actually in Krishna consciousness. Only thing is we don't have the right direction to our determination. Determination is there. We are determined not to chant one more extra than 16. So much determination we have, right? We are determined, though we are suffering, I still want to continue in this material world, We have determination for so many things. Everybody has determination, right? Other day somebody was saying that, what's the big thing about giving up smoking? I gave it up 100 times. Did you understand? I gave it up 100 times means every time he gives up and then he again starts smoking. So he gave it up 100 times. So determination is there. Only thing we don't have a proper way, guidance to our determination. So if we have a mentor, a guru in our life and take proper guidance and cultivate that determination, we can do wonders. And that determination will develop when we do the right reading and hearing. See, there are two things. There are blockers and pushers. We have to, that which is blocking, coming as a blocker between us and Krishna, we should avoid that. And that which is pushing us, certain activities pushes us towards Krishna. When you make garland for Krishna, when you do Rajbhog Seva, when you help in the kitchen, when you do some Vaishnava Seva, these are all pushers. They push you towards Krishna. So we should pick up the pushers and avoid the blockers and engage ourselves in this Navavidha Bhakti. And that way, come forward in Krishna consciousness. So, was it a beautiful bhajan? Yeah, right? Very, very, every bhajan of the...
How he was Govinda's awarded by...
Yes, Prabhu. So, so we have to, all the bhajans of this Vaishnava Acharyas are so inspiring. Very simple, but having such a deep meaning. So somehow or the other, we should engage our mind and senses in service of Krishna. Now, I could have continued, but what we'll do is let's make it a little bit interactive. Another 15-20 minutes, we can have some question answers if there is something in your mind, and then you can share. So I'll pause it here. Thank you so much. Jagat Guru Shri Prabhu. Yeah, question answer.